Ten,
Start my
nine,
Take Studio.
7, 6,
Start my
5,
camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take Studio.
Good morning, MCHS, and welcome to the 300th episode of MCTV News. I'm Jaden Piche.
And I'm Kaylee Taylor. On today's show, myself and Madison Hunt give you a behind-the-scenes look at the Halloween Pack Day activities held back on October 30th. My co-host and Eli Slager interview the candidates that ran the Sturgeon River Parkland riding during the recent federal election, and Brad Bullock and Sayla Tarswell show us the highlights of the Western Canadian Challenge volleyball tournament. But first, our top story.
As you may have heard, recently MCHS decided to change several of our washrooms to be gender neutral. This means that both males and females are able to utilize them at the same time. This decision hasn't been without controversy. Reporters Connor Ryan and Sarah Mendiak files this report.
Asked Mr. Eisetter what gender-neutral bathrooms are, when the change will be happening, and who is doing it as well.
They are not gender-specific, so either males or females can use them. There will be no physical changes whatsoever to the washrooms, just the sign, that's it. Right now we're just waiting for the signs to come in, and they have been ordered for all schools in the district, and hopefully within 2 weeks the signs will be in, and that's the only thing we need to switch. Each school in the district is doing it, but others are not able to do it quite like we are because they have to do modifications. They're not doing those modifications, so it's causing some other issues.
There's many opinions on this change. Most of what we heard was positive, and not many thought the change would affect us majorly.
I feel fine about it. I think it's a great idea.
I'm not really concerned about it, as long as it doesn't affect me. I mean, if it helps people that are actually transsexual, then yeah, it's a good change.
Well, I mean, I use the washrooms down here just as often as I use the washroom in the staff room, and I don't think it's going to affect my life in any way, really. I don't know, it's 8 years I've walked to the same bathroom over and over again, so I think maybe just as a creature of habit.
When we went through and talked to the 300 students, we asked, how do you feel about this? What are your thoughts, suggestions, feedback on it? And I've had several students come to talk to me privately as well about this.
The switch of the sign is all we need to do here. But if we had regular bathrooms, it would cost a lot more.
About $5 each. And we're getting 4 signs, so $20 in total. They're probably approaching about $100,000. To make a change there. If you have to take out the urinals, put in different walls because you've got the metal cubicle walls, so it can be very expensive.
Student opinions are being heard. Mr. Eisetter and Ms. King explain.
Well, I know Mr. Eisetter's taken certain groups of students around just to kind of discuss the possibilities with them, so I know that their voices are being taken into account and are being heard, so yeah.
The change will need lots of decency throughout the school, keeping the washrooms clean, healthy, and safe for the entire school community.
If these bathrooms are being used by everybody, keep them clean, but I think that should be the case even with gender-divided bathrooms. I don't know why they would have to be allowed to be a mess.
As of today, the gender-neutral bathrooms are now in effect. They are across from room 102 and 103, and upstairs across from room 202 and 203. For MCTV News, this is Sarah Mendiak reporting.
Old Man Winter has finally arrived in Morinville with the recent snowfall and colder weather.
Very true. Temperatures have been well above average until now.
Here's MCTV meteorologist Eli Slager to let us know what the forecast looks like for the week ahead and whether the snow is here to stay.
So here we're going to look at the weather across the country. So in Whitehorse we got mix of sun and cloud with 0 degrees. In Yellowknife we got -7 with a chance of snow. In Vancouver we got sunny with 6 degrees. In Regina we got mainly sunny with -10. In Winnipeg we got a chance of snow with -8 degrees. And in Toronto we got a mix of sun and rain. In Montreal we got 9 degrees with mainly sun. And in Montreal, we got 11 degrees. In Halifax, we got mainly sunny with 7 degrees. And in St. Joe's, we got 1 degrees. And in Iqaluit, we got chance of snow and -8. Oh my God. In High Level, we got mainly sunny with -13 degrees. In Fort McMurray, we got mainly sunny with 2 degrees. In Grand Prairie, we got -3, mainly sunny. In Edmonton, we got -3, mainly sunny. In Red Deer, we got -5, mainly sunny. So it looks like a pretty nice week. So it's -10 degrees Celsius. Wind is 9 kilometers. 9 kilometers an hour. Relative humidity 92. Sunrise 92%. And sunrise will be at 8:21 a.m. Sunset at 4:22 p.m. So here's your 7-day forecast. Back to you, Jaden.
Back in October, MCHS held a very special pack day to celebrate Halloween. Students across the school dressed up and participated in a variety of ghoulish activities. Kaylee Taylor and Madison Hunt got into the Halloween spirit and bring us this spectacular story.
You get to either scare people, watch scary movies to scare yourself, or you just get to have candy.
Halloween seems to be popular among MCHS students. We asked some individuals what they enjoy about it.
I go trick-or-treating. I scare children.
My favorite thing about Halloween is the costumes or the movies on TV.
It sounds like they can't get enough of it.
Go over to friends' houses and hand out candy. I eat the candy at my friends' houses.
There's a wide variety of activities that students participate in during the Halloween Pack Day.
I like the activities that we do at school.
A lot of fun because you get to carve stuff.
I thought it was a good way for the school to bond and for everyone to get to know everyone. And
we also asked students how they liked Mr. Eistetter's costume.
Kind of weirded me out. It's like an older man wearing a Grinch costume.
I'm Maddie Hunt reporting for MCTV News.
Welcome back. Brad Bullock joins us in the studio to talk about all things sports, including the latest scores from the volleyball team here at MCHS.
Absolutely, Kaylee. In the NHL, Carolina beat Edmonton 4-1. Jordan Stahl recorded 2 points. Montreal pounded the New York Rangers 5-1. Thomas Plekanec had a solid game with 3 points. Turning to the NBA, the Raptors played at home against the Cavs, beating them 103-99. Kyle Lowry had a great game as he scored 27 points and had 6 assists. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Atlanta Hawks 99-95 with a solid performance from Zach LaVine. And finally, the cross-state rivals Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs battled it out down to the wire. The San Antonio Spurs came away as the victors with an 88-83 win. Today is American Thanksgiving, thus causing one of the best days in the NFL. Green Bay will take on the Bears at home as they retire the legend Brett Favre's jersey. The undefeated Carolina Panthers will also be in action as they take on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. This Sunday, the Edmonton Eskimos play against the Ottawa Redblacks in the 103rd Grey Cup. Our Edmonton Eskimos have been rolling lately, winning their last 9 games, including a 45-31 victory over Calgary last weekend, and they hope to keep the streak going. Ottawa beat Hamilton 35-28 in the Eastern Final to advance to the Grey Cup. Turning to MCHS sports, the grade 9 girls and boys finished off strong seasons last week. The girls won the B final against WD Cuts. Meanwhile, the boys also won the zone title as they beat Lauren Aikens in the city final. And finally, the MCHS senior volleyball teams were in action last weekend. The boys lost to Barhead in the zone final. Meanwhile, the girls beat Drayton Valley to take the title. Both teams have made it to provincials. The road to the provincials has been a long one. On that note, coming up next, Sailor Charswell and I covered the Western Canadian Challenge back in October. The tournament, hosted by MCHS, is Alberta's largest and definitely set the stage for much of the senior team's success later on in the season.
In mid-October, MCHS held the Western Canadian Challenge that previously was the biggest volleyball tournament in North America with 96 teams. Now it is the largest tournament of its kind in Alberta.
I don't know if it's going to ever go back to that. It's difficult. It takes a lot of volunteers to do the 96-team tournament. and a lot of facilities. And this kind of stage in people's lives, I don't know if we'd have enough volunteers to do it, and that's kind of the reason it's gone down in size. Is people are either been doing it for a long time and are retired, or just there's not new people coming in to take those roles. So 24 teams is still one of the bigger tournaments in Alberta. We're still proud of the WCC, and it's still the way we run tournaments here at MCHS is second to none. So we're very proud of what we do. It doesn't matter the size so much as just the quality of the tournament.
Among the spectators were the grade 9 volleyball players. It was a great opportunity for the players to see the senior teams.
Yeah, it is. I feel very encouraged. I actually wonder if I can actually be as good as them when I'm older.
I think so. I think we have some potential talent coming up in grade 9, and every year, primo, the kids that we get sent up, seems like we've got some good athletes coming up, so we're always excited to work with the kids, you bet.
It may seem cliche to see there is always a 7th player on the court. At the tournament, it was definitely the crowd.
In the gym, it's really exciting and it's loud, and all of the teams are together and participating, and it's really exciting.
Every year we enjoy this tournament because it does kind of create a lot of school spirit in the school, and it's nice to see the students get involved and get excited about something, for sure. Yeah.
Yes, because it's nice to see the whole school together and watching the volleyball.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I'm one of their friends also, so I know what it's like to cheer them on. I really like watching them play.
Probably about 10. They're really loud and excited. There you go.
And of course, the school shows support for the opposing teams, maybe just not quite as loud.
I think they're being supportive of all the teams, mainly cheering on our team just because it is our school, but also cheering on the other teams.
The athletic director, Kent Lassard, comments on the skill and drive of our athletes.
Excited about the volleyball teams this year. It seems like we have 5 very competitive teams, and I think they're going to do well this year. So it's always good to see our athletes are working hard and that they're doing well.
The senior teams made MCHS very proud at the WCC this year, with both boys and girls making it to the semifinals and falling just short of the bronze medal. Reporting for MCTV News, Sailor Tarswell.
Welcome back. I'm Julie Audi, and in celebration of MCTV's 300th episode, I'm here in studio with Mr. Greg Battistine, the program's teacher since its start in March of 1995. I'll be chatting with him about where the program has been and where it's going. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Julie.
Okay, so 3 years ago was the first year that MCTV had a grade 9 class. How did that affect the dynamic of the class?
Well, before we had the grade 9 class, the course was full year, so the high school crew would work from essentially September to June. Having the grade 9s to me has been a really, it's a little tough with the grade 9s because you're learning every kid is brand new to the program. But once you've got the grade 9s trained and they know what they're doing, when they come back in grade 10, I find the crews are getting stronger because they have that extra year to train in grade 9 as opposed to just taking the class for the first time in grade 10. So sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, like today's show. We've had a few mistakes, but in the end, I think it's positive to have the grade 9s on board and they get to learn a little bit ahead of grade 10.
Okay, so what made you want to add the grade 9 class in the first place?
It was just one of the admin. We had discussed possible options. We had offered video to grade 9s for years as part of the media program. And I had wanted for years to actually have grade 9s. I've been kind of pressing, why can't the grade 9s do MCTV? And it just, I guess the timing was right. I don't know why that year was the year they chose to finally to go with it. But like I said, we haven't looked back. And the group we have this year, to me, is probably one of the strongest grade 9 groups we've had. I would have to say they're probably the strongest grade 9 group we've had since I've introduced a grade 9 program.
Okay, well, last year during the 20th anniversary show, we focused on the past. Today, with episode 300, let's enter in on the present. You've bragged many times about your grade 9 crew this year. What are they doing this year that past crews haven't?
I guess the grade 9s this year, they really, I think, understand that they, I guess the first one is they're getting their news reports done, which in a lot of years you would get a group of 20 kids, maybe 10 of them would be doing their news reports, 10 of them wouldn't be. But for the most part, this group seems to realize that, hey, I have 4 news reports to do and I have to get them done before the end of the semester. And when you get your news reports in early and they're on VTR and they're already there, and as you know this, that is already half the battle when you're not having to rewrite scripts at the last moment. They take the initiative to learn positions. I mean, yesterday I had a guy who's my rookie director, Corbin's in the back today. He came in after school to learn the position because he hadn't learned it already. So I think overall the grade 9s are taking more ownership this year. And not to say the grade 9s weren't taking ownership in the years before that, because there certainly were kids that were. But I think overall this class seems to just get a real, and I think they work well together. I don't know if they just like each other or what it is, but the dynamics are quite good this year. So I'm just happy to be along for the ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, once again, Mr. Bautestein, thanks for being here today, and we look forward to the next 300 episodes.
I don't think I'll be here for all of them, but I will try to be. So thank you. Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, you teachers! Are you sick of using the same old marking pen? Then it's time for you to get the Magic Marking Pen. Unlike this ordinary marking pen that sucks and can't do anything, the Magic Marking Pen can mark all your grades in a jiff and store whatever you write on its 50 kilobyte hard drive. And with its low price, teachers can totally afford it. Call now.
Having trouble with your homework, Andrew? Well, you need the Easy Pad.
That was easy.
Use the Easy Pad when you're late for class.
That was easy.
Or to get out of a tight jam.
Andrew, which
That was easy.
The Easy Pad, now available in the teacher version.
That was easy.
The Easy Pad, how easy is it?
That was easy.
Here are your school announcements for Thursday, November 26th. Our next Pack Day is coming up next Friday, December 4th. It includes a ton of interesting sessions, from bracelet making to board games. Sessions fill up fast, so if you haven't registered already, register ASAP. Did you know 1 AA battery can save the lives of 6 children? Bring your used batteries to MCHS office to be recycled. The value of battery zincs will be donated to UNICEF to help less fortunate kids around the world. Please bring them in before the deadline of Thursday, December 17th. Interested in buying the latest Wolves fashion? Go online to MCHS store at www.mchs15.itemorder.com for a variety of school-related clothing. Gradwear is also available. Store closes December 11th and will reopen just before open house in spring. The deadline for SHAT applications is this Monday, November 30th. Don't miss your opportunity to live in residence in one of the 13 host universities across the country this July. For more info, contact Ms. Bailey or Christensen in Student Services. This week is the Town of Morinville's Light Up the Night Festival. Activities include family dance, free pancake breakfast, farmers market, parade, children's festival, and family skate. If you're hungry after the parade, join us at the Family Father House for some delicious Filipino cooking. Tickets are $10. For more info, log on to the Town of Morinville website, www.morinville.com. Did you miss our last episode of MCTV News? If so, head online to www.bautestein.net to get the MCTV fix. Our digital archive is expanding and will soon include the episodes aired during the last 21 seasons. For these and all other school information, keep connected by reading the daily announcements on the TVs throughout the building, logging on to the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.ca, following the school on Twitter at MCHS Wolves, or searching the hashtag MCTV News.
After one of the longest federal election campaigns in decades, voters went to the polls in October and overwhelmingly voted for Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party. As part of the campaign, candidates in the Sturgeon River Parkland riding held an election forum at the Morinville Community Cultural Center on the evening of September 30th. Myself and Eli Sliger were able to chat with 4 of the candidates in the riding and bring you this report.
October 18th, Canadians went to the polls and voted overwhelmingly in favor of Justin Trudeau and his Liberal Party. As a part of this lengthy campaign, candidates from the Sturgeon River Parkland riding held a political forum at the Morinville Community Cultural Center on the evening of September 30th. Of the 5 candidates running, 4 participated in this event. This included Brendan Green, Rona Ambrose, Gidges Forge, and Ernest Chauvet. Throughout this earlier election, our Sturgeon River Parkland riding had several new politicians, including Ernest Chauvet from the CHP. They also had politicians that have been in the riding for several years now. Ernest Chauvet had his own opinion on factors like abortion. The CHP is the only pro-life party in our government and focus on Christian factors and how they will affect the government.
How do you deal with the environment in a way that you don't kill industry, and how to do that? Because strictly speaking, if all the objectives of Kyoto would be met, we would have to raise the price of gasoline between 45 and 50 cents a liter. That per liter for each one of us, that hurts the middle and lower income families.
The Green Party is the only party that their first goal every year is to clean our earth and to keep the environment healthy. Brendan Green also finds that our government needs more youth to go out to vote. The best way Green finds that you can do that is encourage the youth to vote throughout certain publicities.
Citizen engagement is the #1 way of getting the youth out to vote. I'm 28 myself, so I'm on social media all the time. So the government right now isn't doing too much to get the youth out to vote. I certainly am not seeing any commercials saying, hey kids, it's cool to vote. Let's get out there more. So I have to take that leadership role and get out there in the community myself.
In our riding, we have certain candidates that have been working hard every year to get their shot in the elections. Here we have Rona Ambrose, a highly experienced politician that actually won the election in our riding.
I believe the Conservative Party of Canada represents and reflects the values of Albertans, and that is supporting families, making sure that we put the welfare of victims ahead of the welfare of criminals, that we support our seniors and our vulnerable people. And then when it comes to the business community, make sure that we keep their taxes low so they can do what they do best, which is to create jobs in our community.
This year our riding is encouraging anyone to become a politician. Here from the NDP, Gidges Forge, a former farmer of our community, had his own opinion on factors highly important to him. This included the TTP, and that this method of partnership isn't talked about enough.
The TTP is a main issue that should have actually been brought up to the people before the election so that people would have had an opportunity to hear what's happening behind closed doors. Because the way it sounds right now and the small bits that are coming out, it doesn't sound good.
This year's elections went very well for our community in Morinville. With the victory of Rona Ambrose from the Conservative Party, our government is looking to have great success. Here from MCTV News, Eli Slager reporting.
That's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to join us in 2 weeks when Pieces will include reports on Drama 9, the junior varsity girls volleyball teams, and a behind-the-scenes look at the preparations for next week's Mary Poppins play at the MCCC. All this plus sports and even your 7-day weather forecast on the next episode of MCTV News on Thursday, December 10th. So, you going to be going out shopping for Black Friday?
Obviously, it's Black Friday. It's a sale.
I guess that's true. Honestly, I'm probably going to wait for Cyber Monday.
It's because you're a geek.
Yes, I am. Go, read it.
What do you mean? From all of us here at MCTV News, I'm Kaylee Taylor.
And I'm Jaden Pichet. Thanks for tuning in.